WWE's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up on March 1st in Toronto, Ontario, Canada at the baseball field at Rogers Centre. So should be a pretty big crowd. It should be an electrifying crowd because Toronto is always that way. We got one match that has been confirmed now. We always knew that we were going to have the men's Elimination Chamber match. We knew we were going to have the women's Elimination Chamber match, but now we know unsanctioned at Elimination Chamber, it'll be Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Zayn came out on Monday Night Raw demanding a match against Kevin Owens. Adam Pearce said, you know that we can't do that. You know that you've been told no by me. You've been told no by Nick Aldis. You've been told no by the board of the WWE. And it eventually leads to what we all expected, unsanctioned match. WWE washes its hands of whatever is going to happen in Toronto. And that is where we get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, a matchup that initially had felt to me like it was earmarked for WrestleMania. Now, as time has gone on, I kind of see what the plan is, and I'm hoping it's executed well for Kevin Owens, because when I talked earlier in the episode about one person has to win at Elimination Chamber, it has to be Kevin Owens. Last week, I did a top 5, ranking my top 5 heels in professional wrestling today. I put Kevin Owens at 2, and somebody in the comments, rightfully so, said you can't consider him a top heel until he gets some key victories. Since that heel turn, Kevin Owens doesn't have a key victory. In fact, Kevin Owens doesn't have really many victories at all. The heel turn in general has been great. I've loved every second of it. The off-air attack on Cody Rhodes was a absolutely perfect way to kick things off back at Bad Blood. And then the entire storyline with the pile driver takes out Randy Orton, who is still not returned and not been seen on WWE TV. He shelves Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody comes back in a handful of weeks, still selling the neck, but is able to compete. He shelved Sami Zayn, who has not competed since that happened 2.5 weeks ago. Now, Zayn is probably not technically going to be cleared, so they're going to continue to sell the pile driver as something that Zayn hadn't been fully healed from by March 1st. And then everything that he did with the Winged Eagle title, I thoroughly enjoyed, and I thought it was a fantastic beginning to a heel turn. But it all comes back to the fact that he is missing those key victories. It's early, and I don't think anybody expected him to beat Cody Rhodes at Royal Rumble. Yeah, maybe there was like a 5-10% of the population that watches WWE that was like, maybe they do have him win it, because if they go Owens versus Sami Zayn, if they go Owens versus Randy Orton, which is where I now believe they're going to end up going for WrestleMania, that would look a lot better with a title, and you could probably do something else with Cody Rhodes simply because Cody is that over. Cody is the face of the company. Cody doesn't necessarily need to have the title. Now, it's better with the title, and I think they made the right decision keeping it on Cody Rhodes, but again, only 10% of the population that watches wrestling would have probably believed that or thought that. It didn't happen. I didn't expect it to happen. Most people didn't expect it to happen. But that doesn't kind of eliminate the work that he did leading up to that match at the Royal Rumble. But now it's where it gets important. Now is where Kevin Owens needs to make his money. This is where the WWE needs to continue backing Kevin Owens to build him into the top heel in WWE without question coming out of WrestleMania. They're allowing him to play the hits. That's the biggest thing. Like, it's not like they're putting him in feuds and he's just going out there to have a one-on-one match, or he's going out there to have a tables match, or he's going out there doing things that WWE know he does at a high level, if not the highest level of anybody in their company. Ladder match at Royal Rumble. Why did WWE know that Kevin Owens was going to be great in the ladder match? Why did WWE know that that was the perfect spot to put him in a ladder match with Cody Rhodes? Why did they know that that was going to really intensify and magnify the current title reign for Cody Rhodes? Because they've seen it before. Owens versus Balor in NXT. To this day, one of the most memorable matches Kevin Owens in 10 years has had under the WWE umbrella. So they let him go back and do that again. Now we're getting an unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens was Kevin Steen. And when he was Kevin Steen, What was one of the best matches, most memorable matches, the matches that everybody that goes back to his indie days points out as the best match he ever had? An underground match with El Generico, who is now known as Sami Zayn. So WWE is letting Kevin Owens play the hits leading into WrestleMania. That's because they know it's going to help him look stronger. It's going to help him put on memorable matches. It's going to help him become a player at the forefront of WWE's top storylines. That's what he did with Cody. That's what he's doing as right now the only match not in an elimination chamber at that PLE. And that's what it's going to do heading into WrestleMania. I think if the WWE want to make Kevin Owens a star coming out of Mania, want to have a very marketable, very dangerous heel coming out of WrestleMania in Kevin Owens, they need to let him not only win at Elimination Chamber, he needs to destroy Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber. It's been a couple of great years for Zayn, but Zayn should be putting Kevin over at Elimination Chamber. You look at what he's done the last two Manias. Sami won the tag titles with Kevin Owens in the main event, and then he ended Gunther's Intercontinental streak at WrestleMania 40. He can lose this match. He can take the loss in this match to Kevin Owens. In fact, he needs to take the loss in this match to Kevin Owens. And Owens, like I said, should destroy Sami Zayn, giving him that first key victory since his heel turn. And then we're going to get Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Orton's return, whether that be at Elimination Chamber or at the subsequent Friday Night Smackdown after it, is going to return and going to start a storyline after returning from that pile driver that has kept him out of action for the last several months. And when that happens, it should culminate at WrestleMania 41 with Kevin Owens destroying Randy Orton and making a statement that he is the most dangerous man in WWE. And then he can go back to being the prize fighter, the top heel in the company, and a prize fighter that's going after world champion after world champion after world champion. I think that's the best way to establish him as the top heel in the company over the next 2 months. You have to get him some of those marquee victories, and this is the perfect time to do so. There's the most eyes on the product that there's going to be all year long. Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. That's the time to establish Kevin Owens as the top heel in WWE and enter post-Mania as hot as humanly possible, with him being the most dangerous man in the entire company.